So Markus Golden, we believe, has basically re-signed with the Giants. Now I say believe because the original date for this was July 22nd, but since training camp got pushed back due to COVID, some people are saying it's the 28th. I'm pretty sure the deadline was today. Now I'm not 100% sure. There's like different reports on Twitter and stuff, so I really don't know what to believe, but the original date for Markus Golden to not be signed and can only sign with the Giants was supposed to be July 22nd, so that's what I'm going with. So yeah, Markus Golden will only be a Giant next year. It's either that or he won't play. So we'll get into some of the contract details and stuff like that. So the Giants placed a tender on him. I think it was largely Joe Judge because that's what they did in New England with LeGarrette Blount in 2018, I believe it was. So basically he's going to make 10% more than what he did in the 2019 season. And if you remember, it was like a one-year deal. He didn't make that much money, so it's only a little over $4 million, $4.1 million next year. So in a way, I feel bad for Golden because he had a great year last year and definitely deserves more, in my opinion. He's only 29 years old. It's not like the guy is like out of his prime and stuff like that, but for some reason, there was not really a big market for him. Same thing with Jadeveon Clowney. They never really met his numbers either, so it's kind of weird with what's going on with outside linebackers, but he can sign a one-year deal with the Giants for $4.1 million or sit out for 2020. That's basically like his only option at this point. Not really fair to him, but for the Giants, I think they did the right thing here for sure. If you can get a good pass rusher and an above-average pass rusher, in my mind, I don't want to make it sound like Markus Golden's top 5, even top 10 in the league at getting to the quarterback, but he's a solid pass rusher and above average for sure. If you can get that for a little over $4 million, I say you do it every time. So I think the Giants did the right thing here. It's either he plays for the Giants or he sits out, and hopefully he does in fact play for the Giants. So as we know, I'm skipping around here, but they have Oshane Ximines as competition. They have Kyler Fackrell, who they just signed from the Packers and fitting with Patrick Graham's scheme. And then we have Lorenzo Carter, who was a 2018 third round pick who kind of disappointed last year. So I think going to give Bobby Skinner credit here. I'm sure most of you know who Bobby Skinner is, but when I went on the Talking Giants podcast, Bobby said that he wants the outside linebackers for this team to be Markus Golden and Oshane Ximines, and I completely agree with that. I had high hopes for Kyler Fackrell, but I just think Markus Golden is probably the most talented of that bunch, but then Oshane Ximines has the most upside, so I think playing both of those guys majority of the time would make the most sense. I'm sure Fackrell and even Lorenzo Carter will sprinkle in here and there, but I want majority of the snaps to be Markus Golden and Oshane Ximines. Ximines for sure. That guy, I want to see him turn into a great pass rusher one day because I do think it's possible, so hopefully that happens. And for his 2019 stats, we all know the guy had a great year, 72 combined tackles, got 10 sacks, got his incentive, so good for him. 27 quarterback hits, which is a lot, that's really good. 13 tackles for loss is a good number as well. 16 quarterback hurries, 42 pressures, and only 6 missed tackles, which is not too bad. I mean, it's not the best for an outside linebacker, but still not too bad. He was good against the run as well, in my opinion. So Golden's a solid starter. The Giants definitely got better today. They definitely improved with this move, and it's kind of weird to see this happen because we don't see this tender thing happen too much, but for some reason, there was no market there for Markus Golden. Hopefully next offseason he signs a big extension and once again has a big year in 2020. So it's actually, football's coming up pretty soon. Someone brought it to my attention the other day, one of my friends, that he's like, are you going to set up fantasy football? Because it's already July 22nd and the season starts in September. And I was like, we got like a few more months to football. But honestly, it's like a month and a week away, basically, maybe a month and a half. I mean, it's actually coming up pretty quickly. So hopefully, if everything goes smoothly, there will be some sort of a season. Of course, baseball starting up. Basketball, I just watched today. The Nets were awful today. I don't even know why I watched that. But baseball's looking pretty good so far. So hopefully, football can find a way to come back. I'm sure some guys might sit out. Nate Solder might be one of them. That's something to talk about in the future if it does happen. If the Giants can get his number off the books for this season, maybe they sign Clowney for a one-year deal. I have no idea. Just me speculating, but we'll have to see. But today was a good move. I mean, you go ahead. They had to wait a couple months for this to happen, but no one signed no one signed Markus Golden to a extension that he wanted, so he will be a Giant next year, or he can choose to sit out. And I do think in a time where a pandemic is going around, it definitely could be a case where he wants to sit out, but if he wants to play football, he'll be a Giant next year. So I'm pretty excited about it either way. If he does play, great. It helps the team. If he doesn't play, play, then fine. A guy like Oshane Ximines and even Lorenzo Carter will have more time to grow, and I do think Kyler Fackrell is fine. He had 10 sacks or whatever it was a couple years ago. Guy's a pretty good player, so I'm excited either way. If it's a good move by the Giants, I'm happy about it. Let me know in the comments. Are you excited about it? If I'm wrong about the date, if you know for sure it's the 28th, I really couldn't find it anywhere, so hopefully I'm right about this. But if you think it's the 28th, then let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was the 22nd at first, so we'll have to see if he's actually a Giant. Hopefully he does sign, and I'll talk to you guys next time.